So I've been celibate for 6 years, and I've been trying to date or whatever because it's time for me to like be with somebody, you know. And I think my son need another like male figure around, you know, like a father figure around. He needs a stepfather. So I'm like, let me start like dating my son to be 6 very soon. But I've been selective about who I date because my son has autism, and I don't want him to just be influenced by any just random guy. I don't really like dating apps like that because my son's father and I met on a dating app. I was only on the dating app because I was promoting events in Atlanta, and I was looking for guys to come out to these venues that I was promoting. So I would get on dating apps and use them as a way to help me promote parties and shit. So that's how I met my son's father. And we had such a bad situation that I haven't really like been on dating apps ever since. So I decided that I was gonna get on Bumble. Now mind you, I live in a predominantly white and Asian area, and if it's not whites and Asians, it's Hispanic people. All right, we got a bunch of people from India, we got just a whole bunch of not black people, right? So anytime I get on a dating app, whether it's OkCupid, Bumble, Match, it doesn't matter, it's going to be a shit ton of non-black men. And I haven't dated any non-black men in a long time. Like I haven't dated a non-black man since my early 20s. We may have dated for a couple of months or whatever, but never in a serious relationship. Not since high school, right? So I'm on Bumble and I see this guy right now. He real attractive, and he moved here in the Bay Area from Seattle, Washington. I read his profile or whatever. I was digging him or whatever, so click match or whatever, and we started talking. I found out that he works at JP Morgan. He's like this financial guy, and that's good for me because I teach financial literacy. So I'm like, yo, we got something in common. You could teach me stuff, I can teach other people. You want a piece of my YouTube channel, we can rock it, you know. I just teach me. I was like, I'm gonna just assume you got good credit because you in finance and you white, right? He like, nah, my credit jacked up because my ex, she jacked up my credit, right? And he was talking about how he met his ex, and after them having 6 months of dating, they ended up moving in together, and he was like playing stepdaddy to her kids, and he started talking negatively about her kids. And then this is when I was like, first red flag, right? I was like, all right. I was like, this dude about to be a problem. I was like, uh-oh. First red flag. It didn't occur to me to ask him what color his ex was. I wasn't really stunting off our color. I said to myself, you know what? Let me try to figure out where he stands as far as race goes. Now, mind you, we vibing like shit. Like, I already got a feeling that me and him about to go like out on dates. We about to have a good time because we matched so well, right? We both love animals. We both like hiking. We both like finance. It's so much stuff that we just meshed well. We were extremely compatible. And so I was like, all right, let me talk to him about race, but I'm not going to flat out ask him about race. I'm just going to tell him where I stand as far as race goes. So I say to him, you got this one-up advantage against me because I'm technically scared to date you. I got this weird phobia, right? And he's like, what's the phobia? I was like, I'm actually scared of non-black men. And he's like, why? I said, it's stupid. It got something to do with true crime. He was like, true crime? I was like, yeah, I'm scared of white men. I think they like serial killers or whatever. He was like, what? I said, yeah, that's just me watching too much true crime. I be tripping. He was like, are you serious? I said, yeah. It's a phobia I'm trying to get rid of. I shouldn't have this phobia. I said, I used to date non-black men when I was in high school, but my mother always told me not to date outside my race. Like, that was one of her biggest things. She always told me never to date outside my race. The last time I dated someone outside of my race, he ended up being a murderer. That's a whole nother TikTok. I'm gonna do a story time on it. Yeah, this dude got so offended. He was like, that's weird. He started getting angry, and I was like, uh-oh. I struck a whole ass nerve. He was just like, you want some racist, you want some weird shit. I said, I don't really experience racism like that in California. Like, I'm not really racist. I think it's only in certain areas that I experience racism, but I'm not, I mean, everybody here is non-black. I'm not racist, you know what I mean? And he's like, you about that racist bullshit? Like, so I'm not your type. I see I'm not your type. I see I'm not your type. I said, so I'm your type? He was like, yeah, I date black women all the time. Second red flag to me. When you're a white man and you dating black women all of the time, I can only imagine what type of bad habits that you don't learn from all of these other women that you don't went through. Because you mean to tell me you dated all of these black women and you've been in all of these relationships with black women and you haven't stuck to none of them? committed to none of them. So that lets me know you done absorbed their toxicity, or you toxic your damn self. Now, these are things I was thinking. I didn't say this out loud. I just wanted to give this man enough rope to hang himself. He gets so upset. He starts insulting me. I said, I apologize. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable, you know. I said, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be honest and vulnerable with you. I'm sorry that this, you know, hurts you and makes you feel uncomfortable. And he's like, you comparing me to serial killers? And I'm like, I didn't compare you to a serial killer. I don't know you. You're supposed to tell me who you are. He's like, it's not my responsibility for me to tell you how I am. I'm like, well, who the fuck else's responsibility is? Like, how I'm gonna get to know you from somebody else? I'm supposed to get to know you from you. He was so mad. He started acting like a black man. He started using the terminology black men use. He started just talking crazy. A white guy. Like, I knew it. I knew it. So I said to my daughter, I told her what happened, and she told me it was my fault and I was in the wrong. And I was like, I don't see how I could be in the wrong by me being honest about my fears when it comes to dating outside my race. I'm a black woman. It ain't like the colorless people ain't never done something violent towards black people. It's still racism happening inside of our country. If I'm scared, he ain't supposed to make fun of me for being scared or getting angry with me for being scared. I'm just telling him I'm scared, right? She was like, well, yeah, I don't like the way that he responded to it either. Like, he responded in kind of a toxic way. I'm like, yeah, because if somebody of another race comes to me and they start talking to me about the stereotypes of black women, I'm going to take it upon myself to let him know if those stereotypes do not apply to me, they just don't apply to me. But I don't expect everybody to respond in their way. So I just feel like it was a red flag. It let me know that we don't share the same compatibility. We don't have the same level of kindness. He was trying to explain to me that he was a nice guy, but the way that he responded wasn't very nice. It wasn't like he was like, you know what, I understand why you would feel some type of way about that. I get it, you know, or I don't understand why you would feel like that. Let's help change your mind, you know, something other than how he responded. But he was so upset. He just started like calling me weird and all types of negative stuff. Like, I didn't just tell him it was a weird phobia. I said it's a weird phobia. You don't have to keep pushing it in my face that I'm weird. I am weird. I feel some type of way about this. You tell me which one of us was wrong. I'm sorry, I think colorless men are unalivers. Was he in the wrong for how he responded to me saying that?